Hey there and welcome. Get cozy because today we're diving into a really special story. It's got everything: a super grumpy grown up, three brothers, and a plan that is, well, it's seriously clever. I want you to think for a second. Have you ever met someone who is just always grumpy? You know the type, right? Someone who just can't seem to crack a smile and complains about everything? Well, let me tell you, the guy in our story today, he might just take the prize for the grumpiest person ever. So, in one corner, we have this priest who I think actually likes being grumpy. And in the other corner, we meet our hero, Ivan. And Ivan isn't just smart, he's also incredibly patient. Okay, so here's where it all starts. This grumpy priest has this really silly game he plays with anyone who's brave enough to ask him for a job. All right, so check this out. The whole point of his game was to try and make his worker get mad. If the worker lost their cool, bam, they had to wear this ridiculous hat with big floppy donkey ears. But, and this is the fun part, if the worker could somehow make the priest get angry first, then the priest would lose his own game. A pretty tricky setup, right? So before Ivan came along, his two older brothers actually gave it a shot. And what did the priest do? He made them work all day with zero snacks. Of course, pretty soon the first brother's tummy started rumbling and he got super angry, so on went the hat. Then the second brother tried, and yep, you guessed it, he got hungry, he got angry, and he ended up wearing that silly hat too. But then, along comes the youngest brother, Ivan. And see, Ivan had been watching his brothers. He saw what happened, and he learned a really important lesson. He realized, hey, I can't play this game by the priest's unfair rules. He had a totally different plan. Okay, this is where you really see how smart Ivan is. Before he even lifts a finger, he sets up a new deal. A fair deal. He says, look, I'll work for you until the very first cuckoo bird sings in the spring, and I get to eat the exact same delicious food that you eat. Oh, and one more thing. If you, Mr. Priest, get angry, you owe me 500 gold coins. And the priest, thinking there was no way anyone could make him mad, just laughed and agreed. And just like that, the game was on. The priest wasted no time. He immediately started giving Ivan these totally impossible, super frustrating jobs, just trying to get a reaction. But you know what? Ivan was ready. So, for toss number one, the priest sends Ivan out to a field to watch his geese. And just like he did with the brothers, he doesn't bring him any food. The priest is just sitting back thinking, okay, this is it. He's going to get hungry, he's going to get bored, and then he's going to get angry. So what do you think? Did Ivan get upset? Nope, not even a little bit. For Ivan, this wasn't some boring chore. He saw it as a chance to have a little fun. Instead of sitting there getting all frustrated, Ivan actually taught the geese a hilarious honking song. Then he leads them on this big, happy parade right through the center of the village. He even pulled out some snacks he brought along and shared them. Can you picture it? The whole village came out laughing and cheering. And the priest, oh, he was not happy seeing his boring old geese having the time of their lives. So when the priest comes stomping over to see what in the world is going on, Ivan just gives him a little smile and asks him one simple question. And you could just see the priest gritting his teeth. He had to grumble, "No, I'm not angry." He was absolutely fuming on the inside, but he knew if he admitted it, he'd lose the whole game. All right, so winter is nearly over, which means the deal is almost done. And the priest is getting really desperate. He hasn't been able to make Ivan angry at all, so he cooks up one last super sneaky plan to try and win. So get this. Before the sun even rises, the priest sneaks outside. He finds the biggest, tallest tree in the garden, climbs all the way up, and hides in the leaves. And his big, brilliant plan? To pretend to be a cuckoo bird. Yep, the first cuckoo of spring. So Ivan wakes up and hears this weird noise coming from the garden. A really deep, kind of grumpy, cuckoo, cuckoo. Ivan just smiled to himself. He knew immediately that was no bird. It was totally the priest trying to pull a fast one. But again, Ivan doesn't get mad. He just kind of laughs to himself and goes to find the priest's little kitten. He carries the kitten over to the tree, and the kitten looks up, sees the priest's feet wiggling around, and thinks it's a new toy. So it starts trying to climb the tree, meowing and ready to play. Well, the priest got so freaked out by those tiny little claws that he came scrambling down that tree faster than you could believe. And boom, just like that, Ivan had him. The priest wasn't just caught in his lie, he was totally embarrassed. And the best part? Ivan won the whole game without ever getting angry or even raising his voice. So there he is, covered in leaves, totally flustered, and he finally just yells it out. All right, you win. I am angry. He finally lost his own grumpy game. And since the priest lost his temper, that meant he had to pay up. He owed Ivan those 500 gold coins, just like they agreed. Ivan earned every single one of them just by being clever and patient. So what's the big lesson here? It's pretty simple, really. Being grumpy and trying to trick people, well, it just doesn't work out in the end. But using your head, staying calm, and playing fair, now that can lead to some pretty amazing things. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. As you go about your day, if you come across a tough problem, or maybe even someone who's just being a little grumpy, how can you use your cleverness instead of getting angry to make the situation better? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me today.